Hello again. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live stream where we are making a tower defense game together for an Android platform. So far, we've got a tower placing done, tower shooting done. We can view the range of the towers and we can start the wave for the monsters with their pathfinding. So for today, I was thinking I would add a health bar for the monsters so that the player can see how much health is left for each of the monsters. We will see how it will look, if we are gonna use it or need it at all. And then we can, as usual, just freestyle through the stream and add things as they come up. Feel free to suggest in the chat any topics or any features that the game could have. And I think we are ready to go. So let's head on. So first thing would be the monster HP bar. I was thinking just a simple green rectangle on top of each monster. And from the past experience, we can already figure out when to draw it so that it's not covered by the draw calls made after. So let's think for a bit now. We want the HP bar to be visible, I guess, at all times, or it could be like switchable by a future UI element. We can add a button to toggle it on or off, but let's keep them on for now. And they should be drawn last, I guess, or just before the projectiles, so that the projectiles are always visible on top. So if we look at the play state where we are layering the draw calls, it should be somewhere, let's say there. So who will take the responsibility of drawing the HP bars? Could be the monster manager, which seems the most appropriate candidate since it has access to the monsters. And we'll just do a public method to draw the HP bars, I guess. Okay. So I think we're gonna need a texture for the HP bar, and then we'll see what comes next. So for the texture, let's just, as usual, try things first, and we can refine them later. So let's do a texture. Let's call it, I don't know, HPBar Texture, for instance. And it's not gonna be loaded from the content. I'm gonna use the trick where we just generate a 1 pixel texture and yeah, just stretch it as we need it. So inside the constructor, I'm gonna generate the texture, but for that we need the access to the graphics device. So I might need to add it to the constructor parameters. And I'm not sure it's accessible from the game manager as well. Oh, that's the graphics device. So yeah, we can use that. Okay. We're gonna need a graphics device. Let's just, okay, call it that. And for the HPBar texture, we're gonna create a new texture where the parameters are the graphics device and the size of the texture. I'm gonna use just 1 pixel, so 1 by 1. And I can simplify this. And then we need to assign the data for the texture. And it takes in the array of like colors. So I'm gonna create a new color array and initialize it with just 1 pixel, as we said, and it's gonna be like, let's try, I don't know, dark green, maybe. We can change that anytime we want. And that's the texture ready. Next, we're gonna stretch it for the HP bars as needed for each monster. Okay. So I should prepare a, okay, I need to adjust the constructor before I forget. So that's just that new parameter graphics device. Okay, we're set. And let's do a method to draw 1 health bar. And now I'm sometimes calling it HP, like hit points bar, sometimes health bar. I should stick with 1. So let's use HP. It's shorter. And I mean, let's use the monster as a parameter, meaning which monster I want to draw the HP bar for. And now the idea is take the monster's position and draw a rectangle above it, but we need to resize the rectangle according to the current health. So the monster is gonna need not only just current health, but max health as well. So we can calculate like a percentage of the health left. I'm just quickly gonna add max health. And yeah, we're not gonna bother with the actual values for now. It's gonna be a responsibility for the factory, for the monsters later on when we have like more different types of monsters. So that's one thing we're gonna need. The position is already public, so we've got access to that, and I believe that's all we need for now. So We'll definitely need a draw call. So let me just quickly copy this, and I don't think that's needed. We will need the texture, which is this. We'll need the position, but shift it a bit. And also the origin is slightly different. Let me see if the origin is accessible. Right, it's public. Okay, that's good. So it's gonna be at the monster's position. But I'm gonna reduce it by the origin value. So it's back like in the top left corner. And also I would like to move it slightly above. So I should actually calculate the position properly. For the X, it's gonna be monster position X minus the origin. That should put it to the left corner. For the Y, it's gonna be the same with the Y-axis. And we're gonna move it slightly more upwards. Let's say, I don't know, we can fiddle with those values later. The HP bar can be narrow, doesn't have to be too big. It's gonna cover a lot of the screen. It's gonna be annoying, I guess. So we're gonna adjust. But let's start with 5 pixels for now. And we're gonna use this position. And what we actually could do is not just create the position for the draw call, but the whole rectangle. It might be better. Yeah, this notation. That's the texture, the destination rectangle, and the color. Gonna use this instead. So let me change. Okay, we're gonna need the rectangle anyway. Well, not the rectangle, the position vector too, but the rectangle as well. Let's call it this rectangle, the destination rectangle, which we're gonna use there with the color white. And what we're gonna need is okay, the X and Y, or the point and the sizes. Let me go with XY, width and height. X and Y we've got, height we can set, and the width is the magic number we have to calculate. So the X and Y you've got. X is something we need to get, and Y is gonna be the height of the bar. I'm gonna go with 3 pixels for now, and this is float and not in. Just recast it. So for now, the health bar are working, but they are not really showing the progress of the HP. So we need to get this number. And let's say it's gonna be just simply a width. And it's gonna be a percentage of the current health times like the size of the health bar, which could be, for example, a tile width. So that should be easy. That's just like monster current health divided by the monster's max health. That's the percentage. And we can just multiply it by, let's say, tile size. So when the monster has like 5 of the 10 HPs left, that's 50% times tile size. That's half of the tile. You're gonna use it there. Okay, that should be correct. And we've like offset it by 5 pixels, and the height is 3 pixels, so there's like 2 pixels gap between the health bar and the top of the monster. So let's use this method for all the monsters. I'm gonna make it public so that we can draw the monsters from anywhere we want. Something like draw HPBars. Let's do it for each monster. That's monsters. Let's do draw HPBar for that monster. Okay. Okay. And then we just need to call this. And as we said, we gonna do it there. Okay. Okay, this should work. I hope. We'll see. We could also like change the color depending on the health left, but that's not necessary for now. Like full health is green and almost dead is red, but I think that would just clutter the screen with too much information, and we'll see how it's gonna look. I think even now with the health bars on for every monster, it's gonna be a mess. Yeah, it's just a straight line, which is as expected. It's correct. It seems to be working. Okay, it's not working absolutely correctly. Looks like they get killed, or the health bars showing. I expected them to like be reduced by 1 and they've got like 3, so it should be full, 2/3, 1/3 dead. For now it's full, empty, empty, dead. Okay, so something is not right. Probably there. That's width, height. It's okay. Let me make the health bars a little bit smaller so they don't like overlap one each other, forming into one straight line when there are monsters in a row. So I'm actually gonna start like 2 pixels from the left border, and I'm gonna reduce the overall size by 4. It means like right. Hello, mean Mr. Mustard. Thank you for the tip. I think it's gonna be that. As we are using integers instead of floats, it's gonna round down to 0. Or I should rather not make the whole width float, just the percentage, right? And then round it to the whole integers. Let me do it like this. Just cast this to float to make a floating point number, not just a integer division, a whole number division, which always led to a 0, unless it was at the full health, which resulted in a 1. But then we need to, this is also integer, this is float. Okay. It's missing here. I remove this, right. So, yeah, let me round it there. So this should work now. This is gonna get converted to a float. making the result of this still a float number, and then it doesn't matter, it's got multiplied by a number, and this should be float. Okay, right. Thank you. So let's try this again. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna make more like the standard videos once I get sorted with the other IRL stuff, which is gonna take maybe like a month or two. So in the meantime, I'm doing at least those live streams to have some content for you. And I really enjoy this. It really makes me finish stuff, which I usually don't. So it's great having you behind my shoulders, overlooking. Okay, great. It looks okay now. The health bar is a little bit shorter, and the health gets reduced correctly. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's just that producing one quickie is really time consuming, and that's what I don't have right now. This is one of the projects. Okay, so let me make the health bar even shorter. It's still a bit too wide. Otherwise, I think it's working correctly. So let's do it like 4. 8 here. Should be okay. Okay. So let's consider the monster HP bars finished for now, at least. And onto the next new stuff. Okay, thank you again. So next I was thinking about some basic game progression so that the waves will get harder and harder, and adding more monsters for each wave. First off, I wanted to like show the counter of the current number of monsters in a wave. We could put it, I don't know, like above the map, probably. But it's gonna make a few things complicated, since that's like the beginning of the drawing canvas. I'm gonna have to stretch it up a bit to make some space. And we'll see how that messes up with all the other things, especially right. The monsters are coming from top. They would go like through the UI, I guess. So I could like overdraw this top part with some UI last to cover the things behind it, which is okay, I guess. Yeah. Let's do it like that for now at least. Let's see the new HP bars, okay. Okay. Oof, it's gonna be a little tough. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need some kind of UI manager anyway. I'm gonna put the button that we are using and that top part as well in there. So let's say UI manager. And we're gonna first off transfer the button from here, part of the UI, and we're gonna need to like reconnect all the other stuff. Okay, we'll see. So that's one thing. And again, close all these. So what we are missing, we need to get the texture. We need to load the texture and create the button. Let's do that in the constructor. I'm gonna rewrite this to like this so that it's flexible. Okay, now sync. Okay. And also this could be like this. What's going on here? Okay, we're gonna, okay, right then. That's just aligning the button below the map lower left corner. Just wanted to like use the proper constants, so when I resize the map, it's gonna take into account every change. And now let's get back to the button. So we need to instantiate the UI manager, of course. And let's do it here. I'm gonna assign the action for the button like so. And I want to just rename this button something. Let's say button start wave, which is what it does. And the drawing is taken care of there. So I'm also gonna move this the UI manager. I'm gonna update and draw it last, which is okay. So let's make a update and draw calls methods. And inside here, we're just gonna put this button that we named. Okay. And here, instead of using this, we are gonna call just the UI manager. That's it. Okay. So now we just refactored the button handling from the game manager to the separate UI manager, which is owned by the game manager. And right. And now onto the new stuff again. We want to add, well, first off, we need to extend the game area up there. So I want to make the whole game window taller. Like, again, one tile, I guess. But I need to like move the game board logic one tile down. So first let's make the canvas bigger, and that's here. The height is currently the map size tiles +1. This is the +1, the bottom gray area for the buttons. And I want to do something similar on top. Or I could make things a lot easier for now and just stick with the bottom and put all the information there. It would be a lot easier for now. I guess I'm gonna just take the easy route now so that I don't get stuck on some mathematics up there. Okay, it's gonna be faster and easier. Just put a number down there. So I'm gonna need a font to draw the text with, unless I want to like transform it into a sprite sheet numbers and just pick it, but I'm gonna do the font now. So let's just generate a new font file, which is done something like this. Let's say sprite font. Let's call it font. Create. And we can change these settings. I don't know. Make it bold. The size, I'm really not sure about. Could be like, I don't know. How big is this? Let's just experiment. Let's go 36. And font name could be, let's try Tahoma. We'll see how it looks. And you just need the numbers, so we are okay with this region. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Again, we're gonna load the font. So that's it's called sprite font. Font. Okay, we've got the font ready. We get that back. Let's say we want just a number in the middle down there. Okay. I'm thinking, what's the best approach? I'm just gonna simply draw a number in the middle for now, just to see how it looks, I guess. We will also need to like provide the information, how much monsters are left. And okay, we should also draw it inside the play state as well, because we are not showing the button when the wave is coming, so the UI manager isn't called, but we want to show the counter, so I'm gonna have to like make a separate draw calls for this. Okay. Okay. So let's say draw monster counter for now. And it's gonna need the number. Okay, we'll handle that later. So now we need just a simple draw call for the sprite. The font. Okay. Let's use the drawstring. It is the font. The text, the position, and the color. Or we could use the origin as well to center it. Can I do like the rectangle? Okay, let's make the position static for now. So the text is gonna be like monsters life. Position. Let's not calculate it on every frame. I should prepare like the position. And it's gonna be something like 3x. I'm just gonna randomly place it somewhere for now, refine later again. So the x is gonna be like, size x. Go with this. It's gonna start in the middle. And for the y, it's gonna be the same as the button. Something like this. Or rather this. And just, let's say, just 5 pixels padding. We'll see. That's just a guessing. Let's use this position. And the color, I don't know, black. What's the background color? Yeah, black should be visible. Okay, so let's go it there. And the number of the monsters is like this list. That's actually like the current incoming monsters. They are not generated until the wave is started, so we won't see a number before starting the wave, but that's just something I'm aware of for now. And let me just make this public. So here, I'm gonna provide the number of the monsters currently in the list. And I want to draw this number also while playing. I'm gonna add it there. Do I need the update? I mean, inside the idle state, the update is handling the button clicking. The button isn't visible during the play state, so I don't think I need the update for now. And so this should be all. Okay. So outside of the play state, it's gonna draw 0, I guess. And once we are playing, it should go from 16, which is our current wave size, down to 0. Okay, let's see if we've made any mistakes or not. So, do you have any ideas? What should we do next? As usual, let's say big collective brainstorming. Doing this wave counter. I wanted to redo the wave system or make it, I don't know, more usable. Currency and buying towers. So there's our 0. Starting with the top left corner in the middle, which is as expected. It's not perfectly centered, I know. And once I start, it should be 16. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, seems be working all right. And the size is okay, I guess. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that for now. I want this in idle state this number to show how many monsters will come. So we will have to adjust the logic once we have some wave system. It's gonna show like what's coming, or at least the numbers or whatever. And about like the currency and acquiring the towers, my initial thought was to avoid like the typical system of dropping gold or something and having X amount of gold, buying a tower for a specific amount. So my idea, and again, that's just a initial idea and we can decide otherwise, was to have like in between each wave to have a selection of what new towers I can acquire for the next wave and how many monsters this will add to the wave. So it's like choosing, I want to build like this tower, this will add 3 goblins to the wave, or I can pick slightly better tower that will add 4 goblins to the wave. And I can like this mix and match those offers that can player take to build new towers and completely avoid any economics with currencies and stuff. It's just an idea not to be like 1,000 clone of a typical tower defense. So I'm trying to make each of the mechanics slightly different, or at least not as common as they come in every other tower defense game. So I didn't want like a predefined path for the monsters where you just build along the ways. So I wanted this free field where you can build wherever and basically make your own path. This is gonna be also one of the mechanics where you can just, instead of like placing one tower, you can instead of that place, let's say 3 wall blocks, where you just block like three tiles. They won't shoot, but they will just create a path or block the path. Could be one of the offers. Yeah, so that was my idea, to make it somewhat different. Okay, and let's accidentally click there, which is one of the current bugs, let's say, or something that we need to take care of, which is like this, because now there's no valid path for the monsters, and the game will actually crash once I start the wave. I know about this, and that's why that task is there. So I don't want this to be possible. I'm gonna like prevent player from doing this. So if I was to build a tower there, I need to perform some check that there's still a valid path and not allow players to place a tower there. I'm not doing this right now. It's something I know that there's a problem that needs to be solved. Okay, so let's say monsters in a wave counter done. Again, we can refine it, and it can be done anytime, infinite amount of time. I wanted to make it just slightly more words. So what's next? Any ideas? Should we do the wave system, whatever it means, as I'm not sure myself. We should maybe do the mentioned tower requirement. That's also something I need to think about. Oh, yeah. I mean, we also need the wave system to start feeling it like a more like a game. Now I'm thinking, what's behind all of this? Okay, let's start with the tower requirement, but that needs a lot of thinking, or at least for me, because I really have no idea for now of what we need to do. So do we need a new game state? Well, again, first of all, what's it gonna do is, let's say, present like 3 options. We could do like 1 for now to make it easy. And when, let's say, I'm gonna get offered a tower, and when I pick the tower, I'm gonna place it. So first, end wave, post wave. We'll see. I mean, adding a new state is fairly easy. So first I need to instead of placing the towers by tapping the tiles, okay, and since every state has access to the game manager, it basically has access to everything, so we can do anything. That's great. So now I'm thinking I should do a new state for hey, now place a tower. and the type will be stored somewhere. And also now select the tower to be placed. Okay, so one of those could be the idle, which is gonna be like select. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I should like just draw a border with the selections, but for now I'm just gonna draw a tower. You click it, you basically select it. Does that make sense? Okay. That's a tough task. Yeah, that's already like something. You're gonna just have like the option to place one tower at a time, I guess. So first I need to like display the selection where the player picks what he wants as a reward, and then switch to the state where he places the tower. Okay. So I need, first what I need to do is create like the rewards selection screen. And now I'm thinking, what's the best place for this? And I think it's gonna be like a new class with a new manager for the rewards. It's gonna get drawn inside the idle state. And it gets updated, recognizing the tabs and stuff. Okay, do we have a button? We have a button, that's great. Okay, I think I have a plan, and let's execute. Well, I'm gonna call it a rewards manager. It's my favorite word. And it's gonna be something like this. It will have a draw. Void draw. Karen's like that word too. Not sure I know who's Karen. Who's that? And gonna need the update as well. Gonna need a button. So let me see. Let me borrow this. I'm gonna make the button with the tower texture. Oh, okay. Guess I've seen some memes about it. That's the button. Let's say it's gonna be button reward 1. And we're gonna place it. I think the buttons have origins, right? Yeah, this is right. So it's gonna be for now in the middle. So that's the middle. Nope. What's that? Right. We need something like this. This the middle. This should be the middle, right? I believe that's the center of the map. For now, it's gonna change. Right. And we don't need this. And we actually don't have the, oh, we have the button, the texture, and the position, right? So inside the draw, let's draw the button. Inside the update, I'm gonna update. And it's just catching the tapping on a button, executing its method. I don't have to like subtract the half because it's using the sprite where the origin is already like moved by the half. So it should already be perfectly centered. So that's drawing the reward button selection in the middle. Of course, when I call this somewhere, it's not right. Oh, that's a typo. Okay. And need to initialize. UI manager has the typo too, right? That's because I've copy pasted it. Thank you. Okay, now we have to like assign a method to this button to actually do something. And what it should do is switch the state so that we know we have to place the tower, and then it has to switch back to maybe the idle. So I'm gonna make a new state just for the reward selection. Let's call it a reward state. Do we have a list? We do. It's there. Okay. Let's call it reward state. And we need also something like placement state where we place the selected towers. And okay. So the reward state is gonna be quite similar to this. We actually need the monster manager to update. What does it do? I don't think we need this there. Neither the map. Oh, we need the map. Do we need the map? No. I'm gonna remove all of these from the idle state because I don't think we need to like update the monsters since there should be none at this time. Okay. And neither the map. In the idle state, we should really just care about starting the next wave. So that's just the UI manager with its button. So I'm gonna, this could produce some unforeseen bugs, but we're gonna fix those if any appears. And what about draw calls? So the map should be drawn, the monster manager. Again, just drawing the monsters. I don't think that should be any. So I'm gonna delete this. The UI manager we need, and also drawing the monster count there. I'm actually gonna comment this out for now since it's only drawing the 0, which has no meaning for the player for now. Later on, we should know how many monsters are coming before the wave is started. So we're gonna update this. And inside the reward state. So again, we don't care about any of these. Actually, the UI manager, I don't think I want to update because we don't want to start the wave before we select the reward. And instead of this, I'm gonna just update the rewards manager. Looking at this, I've got like a singular for all the other managers, but there's rewards. I'm just gonna unify this to reward manager just to be like have everything the same. Okay, so we're gonna update the rewards manager. That's all we need to update during this state. And drawing is map. Okay, we can see the map beneath. We don't care about the monsters, and the UI again. We don't need. Actually, again, we will want this number once it actually is available. And we're just gonna draw this. Okay, so in this state, all I can do is press this button to like select my reward. Okay, but now we need to create a method that will handle the logic. So what should it do? First off, it should change the state to the placement of the towers, which is another state that we need to make. Is this placement state. And inside this, we want to like select a free tile to place the tower. So it could be something like well, let's take care of that later. Again, it's gonna be a little more complicated. Let's first handle the selection. And also we need to instantiate the states first. But it's easy. That's just saying we want a reward state and we want the placement state. And that's reward state. Okay. So now we can switch to those states. And let me start the game in the reward state. So when we start, first off, we're gonna pick the first level reward, like placing the tower. Okay. Then inside the reward state. uh, am I gonna put the methods there? I guess I will. So let's say also we need to see what the button is expecting. Where's the button? It's a standard like event handler with the sender and arguments. Okay. Can I copy this? Thank you. So, then let's call it select reward. For now, I'm gonna like assign this method to the button, but later on, I mean, of course, the buttons will change in functionalities. It's gonna be easier that way for now. So that's button reward 1 on tab event, and we're gonna assign this. And what it does, it will change the state to the placement. And I forgot how that's done. There's the switch state, which is static. Okay, so we're just calling state manager switch state. Switch state and states placement state. Okay. So clicking the reward selection, it's gonna change the state. Of course, later on, when there are multiple selections of the reward, it's gonna provide some data like what was picked, what's the reward, what should change. But for now, we will know we just want to place that one tower type that we only have. So clicking this reward, we're gonna change to the placement state where we want to draw the map, beyond the rewards. We want to update the map. Not this. And when updating the map, we want to select a tile, meaning picking a place for the new tower that we just selected as our reward, which is kind of like this. but then we need to switch to the idle state. Okay, so where are we handling this on select? Is it okay? It's there. Let's get there. And it's here. So once we change the tile, we can just simply change the state. So that was state manager, switch state, states idle. Okay. So now I will place the tower and then change to the idle. Okay, that should work. Let me just check all of these. So we just need to like update the map so we can register the placement, and we are only drawing the map so we can see it. And once we place the tower, we get back to the idle state. And we're just waiting to start the wave and drawing the map and a button. Okay, that sounds correct. Okay, and then by ending the wave, we should get back to the reward state instead of idle. So we need, I think it's there, right? If we get rid of all the monsters, we switch to the reward state. Okay. And let me just reduce the number of the monsters initially. Oh, if somewhere put like 16, is it, where is it? There. When starting the wave, it's gonna take 16 monsters. Let's say I'm gonna start with 1. And let me do a counter for this. This is gonna later be part of the wave system. Let's call it monsters in wave for now. And what I want to do is increase this number. Maybe by simply doing this. There. I guess. We increase this, so I will actually start with a 0 since we are starting in a reward phase. So we should have like 1 monster, 2 monsters, 3 monsters. Okay, that's interesting. Be surprised if all of this is working for the first try. But let's go. Okay. Okay, so here it comes, almost. So we should see a tower button in the middle, pressing it. Okay, something's not initialized properly. Doo-doo. Okay, so what could it be? Does it provide any information where it crashed? Yes, no. Okay, thank you. So what could be wrong? And slice. Current state is rewards. Okay. Date. I'm looking at this line. Trying to figure out if it's possible. So when we are creating the reward state, it needs the rewards manager button to be ready. And so the rewards manager must be ready before the state manager, I guess. Where is it? And this state manager is actually static. And it gets initialized first. So this is not possible. Will this help? I'm gonna make the remote manager first. Should have 0 dependencies, right? Just making the button. Okay. Can I initialize these states last? Or is anything else dependent on the states? I don't think so. The map should be absolutely. That's just switching the state, it's okay. The selection, it's okay. Okay, let me do this last. Probably. We just double check. Monsters manager. Do we need some state handling there? Doesn't seem so. Canvas is okay. UI manager. Okay. Okay, so this could be one of the problems, I guess. Idle state, placement. We want this. Okay, let me try. I hope that was it. And you could be right saying just to debug it. If you've seen the previous episodes, you know that's not the way I do things. I need to like understand what's going on. Okay, that's more like it. So that's the centered reward selection button. Nothing else except for the map is visible. That's correct. And when I press this, I should get to the placement style. So here I go. Okay. Now again, this is correct. Only the map is visible and updating the tiles. So now clicking a tile should place a tower there. Increase the monsters in the wave and show the UI. So let's place the tower somewhere in the middle. There. Okay. And since I've disabled the map updates while in the idle state, I lost the ability to show the tower range, because now I can't click anything on a map, but we can fix that easily later. And now starting the wave should first draw the one monster counter and place one monster. Okay, perfect. And now that's like the end wave reward screen again. This will be much prettier later on. Now again, I can select my reward. I've got only one option for now, which is this tower again. So I'm gonna select this tower and place it there. And now I should face like two monsters. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Almost ready to ship the game. Let's place a third tower. Let's be wild and place it there. Yeah, sure. Okay, I feel like this one's gonna get through. We are not handling any like losing state or losing lives when they get past. It seems the state machine is working properly, which is great. Yeah, there are no lives currently. There's nothing to display. We can't lose. It's a friendly game. Great. So that was a bigger task, and I'm glad we made it. That again opens up our options how to evolve the game by a big chunk. Yeah, it keeps feeling more and more like a game, right? I mean, this was obviously a big part of it. Thank you. Okay, the wave system. Again, I haven't got anything thought out about the wave system. I just know I want a different one. We've got now a fair like base for it. Again, the idea is to like, yeah, increase the monsters monsters count in every wave. But like not this static increment, but it's gonna be dependent on the rewards you pick. There should be like multiple selections and they should be dynamic. Now it's a very restricted system where you just pick one type of tower. Yeah, that's a lot. has still a lot to do, obviously, but it's really coming along pretty well. I'm satisfied with how we are doing so far. Okay, so it's been 2 hours now thinking. That's gonna be again it for this session. We've done a lot again. I already forgot we've done the HP bars, but they are there. Yes, I feel like we've made a great progress today again. Feels more like a game than before, and I think that's obvious. It should. So yeah, thank you for the support today. Thank you, Mr. Mustard, for your help and advices. And I will see you next time. See you soon. I'm not sure when, but I'll keep you posted on the channel. So hit the like button if you liked what you see. Subscribe if you want to get notified about the next episodes. I'm gonna schedule a next one soon, as I want to I really like working on this project. It's fun. It's having you guys around, and I feel like we are moving forward in a great pace. It really starts feeling like a game. So again, thank you. Have a nice rest of the day and see you soon. Bye bye.